Hey, Shada. You're the first to pop in. I am back. So, you want her reading? Like I have to ask. I got the cards shuffled up here. See if I can pick up on your energy. Just getting back into the swing after being out for a while. I'll give it a moment here till a few people come in. This was brought upon by the energies came to me and they said, we just want you to run a narrative. And I'm like, what's a narrative? They're like, just a storyline, kind of bulking everybody that the masses can kind of grab onto. So just a storyline that can kind of encompass a lot of lessons and things that they can sneak in through tarot to help anyone who may be guided to see the video, that kind of thing. So that's something that I'm going to be incorporating at least twice a month. So every 2 weeks, I'm going to come out and I'm just going to start reading cards for whoever's energy starts floating in, right? And I'll do line by line by line. I might revise it a little bit, but it'll pick up on the energy of the people in the room. Like it seemed to, I don't know if it was you or someone else that commented, and that'll be the energy that it picks up on. So anybody that pops in, it'll really bring out some issues, lessons, that kind of thing. Yeah, it is. It's as broad as you can get. Because I was doing the horoscope videos, and though I love doing them, it just is very taxing on me for time-wise. I can't get them done, and it's very... I might do a mini version in my infinity room through this season, like into summer of next year. I might do like 3 card readings for each sign, like quick little micros. But for now, we're going to go broad. Yeah, completely broad. And to be honest, it's just a lot of relationship stuff. Hey, Lavender. I only have this channel at the moment. What I do is I have a Facebook page. It's called Infinity Readings and Reviews on Facebook. And in there, that's where I do most of my work weekly. I come in 3 days a week and I do different things, and we're deciding, the group decides what they want. And then once they decide, like I'll go back on Monday and I'll decide what I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Looks like they want a lot more live readings like this. And I think the second one was either horoscopes or something like that. So I'm going to try and incorporate that into a weekly schedule. Hey, Lavender. I'm going to do readings here. So we'll kind of do like micro reads and see what we can come up with. Feeling, I'm getting back into the groove here. So yeah, if you got a question, shout it out. You know what? The thing I usually do is if you have that globe, on your emojis, there's a globe, and I think it's quite a ways down. If you want a reading, just post the globe, and then I'll go down the list, whoever posts, and then what you want, like work, love, general, whatever, that kind of thing. Okay. So you want like a love reading, that kind of thing. That's what I'm getting. We can, that's close enough. They actually have like a crystal ball in there, but that's cool. Yeah, okay. Sure. We'll start with you here. Can I ask how Daniel? Okay. So we'll see what we can get here. I'm going to go. I'm trying to tune into your energy here. You could just, I don't know if you're, just focus on me for a minute. Yeah, I was getting the sensation that you're kind of know of each other, but kind of opposite friendship circles. Like, okay, Ava, just give me a minute here. I'm working with Lavender, but yeah, we'll work down the. Okay, Daniel. Okay, they're gonna guide me here to the cards. I'm gonna go with the moon. Sun and moon, because I find that very couple-ish, this deck. Okay, we'll see what we get here. They're going 4 cards and clarifiers, and we'll see what happens. Is it Daniel or Daniel? Or Danielle? Daniel. Daniel. Hey, Ashley. Okay. Is he quite shy, Lavender? I get the sense that he's quite shy. So it's hard for you to really isolate him very often. Like, it's a challenge for you to do this. Does this make sense? Okay, so I think I got the right energy here. So we'll start for... Okay. Okay, I'm going to read and then we'll go from there. I got some clarifiers here. I'm going to go through the clarifiers first. King of Wands is the first card that came out. Either you're a fire sign or he's... I get a sense that you're a fire sign, and I get a sense too that that's very much your energy of how you want to kind of charge at him. But there's a sense that something may have been said to him, or almost like a leak. Like one of your buddies may have said something. Just give me a minute here. Like in jest or something, and you're kind of like backing off. Does this make sense? Okay, so we get the King of Wands. This is the first card. This guy is always jumping through, who likes to go fiery into new directions, but he can go in a new direction. He's got a lot of adventure and passion, but he doesn't stay too long before he jumps to the next one. So either this is your energy or this is his. Now, I'm getting a sense that you are a fire sign, but I don't know that you like to jump this quickly. Hold on, they're correcting me. Okay, the sense they're giving me is that you may get okay, does this make sense? You get a lot of crushes on a lot of guys, so you jump from guy to guy. Does this make sense? Like, you have a lot of people that you've had crushes on, but you kind of like a couple months here, and then it's like, oh, that doesn't work out, so you go over here and that doesn't work out, so you kind of... This is the sense. Now, to clarify it, we get the Ace of Pentacles. Well, don't force it if it's not. It may not be your energy. Don't be offended. Like, don't worry about offending me. Okay. Okay. Ace of Pentacles is about something physically that manifests. So either you want to give him a gift, or you want to get together with him and have some kind of a date or an official going out or doing something with him tactily, meaning I want to be with him. I want to go and hang out with his buddies, or go and hang out with him, or whatever. This is the sense I'm getting. Like, you really want to engage in that. Maybe more than you're letting on, but nonetheless, that energy is there, sitting there. Then we have the Princess of Swords. This is the Princess of Swords. And the sense I get here is she's wanting to wield her sword of truth. It's almost like you want to tell him, but you just, you don't have enough courage to say, is the sense. And you're really kind of cavalier about it in one way, but curious in another. Then we have the Chariot. Okay, the Chariot is about quick, swift movement, but it's also about successful movement forward. So there's a sense here that I'm getting from these cards, not from you though, which is interesting. Just give me a minute. There's a disconnect here because the cards are saying there's a sense that you want to really go and talk to him and tell him, discuss with him things that matter to you and matter to him. You want to take great action to do that. But the vibe I'm getting from you right now, as I'm feeling you out here, is that you don't, no way, I don't want to do that. Like almost like you're shy or scared or in fear of it. But there's a certain part of you that wants to take action to figure out either where he stands or just action toward him, period. Okay. Next card, Abundance, 3 of Cups. So this is where I got the feeling about you and your buddies. Celebrations going on. So either you guys met at a celebration or you see him at celebrations, and this is where you're with people that are people you like to be around, people you enjoy, you have fun with, everything's light and fluffy. So either that's the group he hangs with or the group you hang with, or you both hang with, and that's how you meet up with him. Then they have the Sun card, which is about great joyfulness. So this is just happy, happy, joy, joy, these 2 cards. So there's a sense that either, sorry, I got bugs flying here. There's a sense either that when you guys are together, there's joy, or he makes you happy. Just the thought of him, okay? Next. Sorrow, the 3 of Swords comes up. Okay? So this could be about a past loss that you had or having to do in this general area. Then we have that on the Knight of Cups. Now, you're going to have to answer my question for me, because the sense here I'm getting is that there is either someone coming forward to you to offer you love and caring and affection, and either you were hurt by someone who did this. Like, okay, someone came forward to you and you rejected, or you went forward to someone else and got rejected. There's a scenario like that. Now, we initially asked about this dude and what was his name, Daniel, and what his idea was of you. Now, the end result here is sorrow and sadness and Knight of Cups offering. Now, I'm going to expand a little bit here, because I feel like that might be the end result if you were to confront or something here. But I don't want to, I don't want to take that away from you here, but what I'm getting, okay, around the sorrow, I get the 8 of Swords. So that's about self-limiting behavior, belief systems that keep you locked in, fear. Then we have 7, which is putting your guard up against someone. So you may be doing this, putting your guard up. And then we get the Knight of Pentacles again. 2 Knight of Pentacles. Just give me a minute here. I gotta. Yeah, the sense I'm getting is that we could have a lot of fun together as friends, but the sense that they're giving me, okay, and you could yay or nay this, is that we're just not, we're too wrapped in fear and too defensive to let this person in. Does this make sense to you? Okay. I'm not getting that he knows that you care, is what I'm really getting here. He doesn't know that you care. Now, now that I read there about, you said someone had broken your heart. The sense I get here is this: the trapped in fear is that we don't want to go outward again because of that. We don't want to get the same as that, a rejection. So that's this card highly in this situation with this Daniel dude. Now, when we go to the Seven of Wands, that's about being in defensive behavior. So okay. So what they're saying is if there's this sense of being in having a defensive stance against him. It doesn't make sense if you're wanting, but there's a sense of this they're giving me. And I said, do you mean to tell me that if she goes forward or he comes forward, she's going to have a defensive stance? And they said, yes, but he's not come forward yet. The sense I get here is just keep going in the way that you're going in the circles, and things will get that. You're really the energy here is that the sorrow seems to be taking hold of you to a degree that you don't want to make that mistake again. So you're going to have some issues with going forward with them, but just keep going in the circles you're going and keep showing interest is the sense I get, because the King of Cups or Knight of Cups, he's there, and there's offering of emotions, and we just kind of have to start slowly and don't expect too much. Because I get the sense here, the King of Wands, we may, if this is your energy, because I don't feel it's his, I feel like you may expect too much too soon, and that may scare him off. So just create the friendship zone. I think you'll be okay. Just keep doing what you're doing, and just keep striving for like they're showing me things, but being with him as a physical thing. That's what they're saying. Like, I think people are too scared to go out of their comfort zone. Everybody's so scared to say, can I have your number? Can I talk to you later? Can you want to go for coffee? And it's like, why? Showing an interest, right? So the sense that they're giving me is that we're going out and celebrating with friends. We're doing a lot of things that makes us happy, but we kind of got something in our heart there that we got to clear out. Okay. Oh, thanks, Marcy. That's awesome. So hopefully this makes sense. I know it's not concrete, but sometimes we don't need, sometimes we don't get a concrete answer because things are kind of up in the air, and that's the sense I get. And he is, the sense I was getting from him is really shy, and those kind of dudes, you really got to hang back. And he probably may even be an earth sign. And if that's the case, then you really hang back and you just chill, just enjoy the moments that you get with him. And then use that as a gauge as to whether you want to go or not. Because initially when this card came out, they're really going, she might end up going, on to something else here. Because this one might be a little too slow on the uptake. Like you may not be picking up the hints. Like hints, don't hit this guy. So if you're hinting, he's just not going to get it. So you may be distracted by something else in the in-between is the sense I'm getting. You're both air. Okay. They're showing me a body like a thin and wiry, like he's little, like 5'7" or 5'9" to 5'11", but he's slim figure. Does this make sense? Is this? I'm getting a slim, tall. Okay. And slim. Okay. So that's his energy. Yeah, he really is. Oh, okay. So taller than I'm thinking, but the sense I'm getting here, Lavender, is that he's really not going to clue in. He's kind of slow on the uptake, and that may be a gift for both of us. But just enjoy the time you have. But you can do whatever you want with that, But I think the one thing they want you to look at is this emotion here. whenever you have sorrow in that, you have to make sure that you deal with that, flush it out. So feel it in the one that you had before, and make sure that doesn't get in between you and the next one, whatever that may be. That's really what they're showing me. Because the friends, like your friends and going out and stuff, that really helps revive you. So kind of like keep doing that. I don't think it's something you don't, like you wouldn't do, but because there's truth here that will come in time, I'm getting. Because there's like almost like you, because I'm getting a sense you're blocking out the past partner, like don't even want to talk about, don't nothing. But there are questions that you need answers to in order to make sense of things, and they're going, these will get answered over time, like the next 2-3 years maybe, but to put it to rest in a heart-centered kind of way, because it's all about healing the heart, right? So that the next relationship that we go to, we're better prepared. So that's the message they wanna get through to you on top of this, Daniel, dude. Because the sense I'm getting is just really kind of slow, meaning he don't warm. It takes a lot for him to warm up to people, and people that are overt turn him off. But you kind of have to be overt for him to understand. So he's kind of like that. So it's up to you what you do there, but the sense is that you can't go wrong with social circles in him, and just create more time with him. And the sense they're giving me is that you will take action in some kind of way, and show caring outward, and that's all you can do. Whether you're healed or not, you may have to heal through that. Yeah, just watch your belief systems that created through that other relationship, meaning the reluctance to go into a new relationship so quickly, because they're showing me the difference between, they're going, before this dude that pegged her off, she would not have reacted the way she does now to new relationships. So they're going, this needs to be corrected. Okay, so if that makes sense to you, that's what they're saying. You need to correct that and go forward, but do whatever you feel driven to do, because there's a sense here, like a warming sense, like I want to, but as I look into the future, what I see is you getting distracted and going in a different direction by something that's a little shinier and a little more I know I say that now, but that's the sense I'm getting. It's like kind of, and that may be divinely guided as well. Use your gut. Don't go against your gut, and you'll be okay. So hopefully that helped you, Lavender. Okay. My tracking thing for urine separation of a twin flame. Did I read that right? Or did I miss something? You know what? Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. Okay. All I can say about that is you stand up for yourself, use your dignity, and move forward no matter if it's a twin, a soulmate, whatever. Don't lose yourself or your dignity. And okay, just give me a minute. Yeah. Okay, that's why they're talking about the healing, right? Because it's like, if she wouldn't have done this before, she's got to heal that so that she can go in completely herself to whatever relationship you choose in this point, right? So that's what they're wanting you to get grounded with mostly. And when you talk about the twin flame, before you mentioned that, I was like, no matter. But when you mentioned the flame thing, it's like, no, yeah, you heal aggressively through each, work hard to heal that part of yourself a little more. I shouldn't say that, because it should be everybody in every relationship, but to a degree, when that flameage comes, it's even more important to do that for yourself, because it's healing in that way more than. So hopefully that helps. Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, it's hard. I don't know how. The thing is, you really just have to understand that you're going to be thinking about them 24/7, and you just have to move on. But you really have to be grounded in the fact of what they did. That I can or I cannot put up with that, or I can or I cannot work to fix that, or I can or I cannot, accept that. And that's really what you have to make damn sure that you're on that line and know, because there's some people that have the flamage label, and they figure, well, it's destined, so I can do whatever the beep I want, and that's not right either. And then they'll take advantage of the other partner just because they know that it's destined. No. So this is, hopefully you avoid that, because really when you just work on your own self, you can't go wrong with that. No matter what, you won't regret that, and you won't regret pausing either. So yeah. Hopefully, I know I get a little bit when we talk about that, but hopefully that helps you. Okay, so who is next? I cannot scroll. So whoever, you're going to have to be on the button. Whoever posts next that they want a reading, then I will continue in that direction until. You're welcome, Lavender. What are Evelyn's intentions? Okay, lightning spark. Evelyn, okay. Okay, I'm going to try and tune in here. Trying to catch your energy. So lightning, if you can focus on me and nothing else, like if you're scrolling or doing other computer work, I'm going to try and get your energy here so I can tap in. Yeah, figured that out. Okay. I'm going to throw a few cards here. Very light energy you have there. So you're either a very shy or private person, or just kind of shy on here. Okay, I'll pull, same thing, 2, 4 cards. One more. Evelyn. Okay. 4. Okay. All right. Lightning spark. First card, 2 of Pentacles. So this is about balancing, right? And in this deck, right, she's got a lot of stormy waters in her past. Very much what I was getting this afternoon or just a while ago here about trying to balance out some chaos in your past, okay? Is the sense I'm getting now. Just bear with me here. They kind of go around, give us the bigger picture, and then they'll zoom in on details here. But if this jives with you, it's like, have you had some stormy waters in the relationship area here in the past, or just stuff that's come up in the past that you've had to balance out? Does that make sense? Next card is the King of Pentacles, or Knight of Pentacles, rather. Knight of Pentacles is an earth sign, so you may be this, or you may be, this may be Evelyn's energy. That's a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. These people are slow movers, though this one is probably as fast as I've seen. Oh no, he's standing still too. Looked like his foot was up. This guy here, he has a lot of ego. and he's checking on things like, look at my coin. Do you see this? See what I got here? The sense I'm getting. This may be something. Okay. So you're both water. Okay. So you may be focused on your finances at this time. Does this make sense? Or you may be moving in a direction where you're kind of trying to be slow with things and methodical. Trying to think things through is the sense I got. Now, the next card is the Queen of Cups, and that is her sign. Her water element. She said she's a Scorpio. You're a Cancer. Give me a minute. I'm not eloquent with my words, but I'm going to do my best. Sense I'm getting here is a sense of ego, like almost like you're trying to fluff your feathers in front of her. Does this make sense? So you're trying to peacock in front of her in some kind of way, whether it's whining and dining her, or kind of fluffing yourself in front of the buddies in front of her. I don't know what the deal is here, but something about this card makes me think about the ego and trying to egoize myself so that she notices. Okay, this is what I'm getting. Now, this from her, look at her eyes. They're just kind of shut, like she's not seeing. Okay. Hey, Ezra. Thanks for coming in. She's not seeing what's going on. She's got a cup of love there, but the lid's on it. So she's not really going outward to anybody at this point, is the sense that I got. Give me a minute. And I get a sense here that she kind of don't know that you like her in that way. If she knows that you exist, she doesn't know that you are fond of her in a way that she could offer her emotions forward. Now, the next card I get is 18, the Moon card. And that talks about all the mysteries and the things that are hidden. And to me, I'm getting a sense you're saying with her, but somebody's got an ego here, is the sense I'm getting. It may not be your energy, but okay. Yeah, okay. This is where this comes in, right? So this is about, it can be about lies, it can be about things that are unseen, it can be about illusions, right? There's this sense here. You guys have been seeing each other for 2 years. I don't honestly, I could be wrong here, but the sense I'm getting is she don't know that you like her in that way. So either she's friend zoned you, locked you in there. I mean, but there's an awareness here of not knowing, because the sense I'm getting, and the Moon card is right next to her. So it's like she don't know. She don't know that you care. Like, not that you care, but in a way that you're interested in her to pursue her. She don't know this, is what I'm getting. You may hang out in the same circles or whatever, but the sense I'm getting is like, it's just kind of, she puts you in a box, and it's not that box. It's not the box you're wanting to open. It's the box that she's just comfortable with, because you guys aren't connected in that way. Now I'm going to pull some clarifiers here. Only want the Moon card. Okay. Sun and Moon deck, which is highly. Let's see if I can figure this out. So there's a sense here, this woman just don't know, because you haven't shared emotions with her. So she's not aware of this. This is really the sense I get. So you may feel close to her. Because like I'm confused as to what close means, because I think your idea of close and her idea of close, like I'm getting a sense of shock if she knew that, like, because I'm going, what if she knew that he liked her in the way that he did, and then they're showing me her like what? Like really? Like she just didn't she didn't put you in that zone? Because there's, and the sense they're giving me is there's no communication in that way. And they're going on purpose. So you're on purpose. You're trying to create a distance to be casual, and that creates the position that you're in. If that makes sense, because they're going, this man has done this on purpose. Whether it's you may be barring up for past issues or whatnot, I don't know. But the sense is that we've created a distance, and maybe now your comfort zone has changed, but she does not aware of this, if that's the case. So you guys talk about emotions and feelings and whatnot, and she's created distance because of that? Because they're giving me a sense you don't talk about your emotions toward her. Okay. Yeah, that's why. That's why she don't know. Because you're not telling her. How's she going to know? Sorry, being so blunt. But the thing is sometimes we have people in our lives that are there for a while, and we put them, we kind of veil them. They're like, oh yeah, we care, and we have a lot of emotions, but we don't take a step forward to say, you know what, I care a little more than the average bear. So she doesn't know this, and that's why. And that may be why the distance is created, because maybe she does feel the same way, but if there's no step taken forward, you know, and if we're in the Empress mode, we just don't go forward. We let the man take hold, and if the man don't take hold, then it just doesn't. And so if he's stuck in a fear of getting hurt or whatever, then that blocks the whole thing from moving ahead. So okay, I'm gonna clarify some more here on what we have, because they want me to do that. Okay. On the 2, which is about balancing things in your own life, I feel. We get the Fool. The Fool is about going off in a new journey. And I feel like this is your energy. This is what you want to do. You kind of want to go off and start something with this person, okay? Well, okay, I agree wholeheartedly with that expression. But if nothing is said, it's not validated. So you can feel something, but the woman ain't going to make any decisions if the man just kind of blends into the background. So they could feel that, but if the man doesn't come forward, and I know I'm putting this all on the man, but to a certain degree, yeah, I'm feeling, why you put it on me? Why does it have to be my fault or my whatever? But really, it's the expression, right, of communication, even on lower levels. You can just have a conversation with her and tell her I care, or figure out how to say that in the most what's the word, the most trendy way that you can do that, because there's ways you can kind of one up things and leave it with her and not shock her. I don't know exactly what those are, but really, you can't go wrong if you express yourself. Okay, the Fool about new beginnings. And they're making me look at this alligator, and that's what you're afraid of, is getting bit, right? You don't want to get bit. But there's a tiger at your butt pushing you forward, and there's one in the front keeping you back. So that's really where I feel like you are. You're like, you want to go forward, but you're challenged. It's a very much a spiritual challenge to go forward, to access this. Now, on top of you know what this is? This King is about staying stagnant, staying in one place and not moving. That's really your energy. Now, the 3 of Cups is on top of that, and that talks about what does it talk about? Abundance and moving forward and celebrations with people, social circles, and being excited in that. So the sense I'm getting here is there's a sense of you wanting, I feel like there's a sense of you wanting to be with her in that way, like going out and celebrating with her in the social circles, like more often. Is that correct? Because that's what I'm getting. It's like you're where you are and you feel comfortable, but you want to be out with her more, like in the groupings. I feel like you feel very safe in a social circle rather than just you and her alone. Is this correct? On top of her energy, I get futility, 7 of Swords. So this is interesting because futility in this deck, 7 of Swords can be sneaky behavior, but in this deck, it's futility. So it's almost like, what's the point? I can't, I can't get anywhere. So the sense I'm getting from you is like you may have like either anxiety issues or courage issues, where it's like, what's the sense? Because if she rejects me, I can't deal with that. Yet there's a sense that it's just not going to do that. They're going, we really don't understand why they're going. We really don't understand why the barrier's there to begin with, because we've gotten good reception all along. This is what they're saying. We just have to have the courage to express more often, and roll with that. Because the patience is there. Or are we afraid of how she may okay, because they're showing me here, you may be afraid of her reaction at you once that's broached. Like you can't take it back, you can't go back, that kind of thing. Almost like a fear of that. Now, on top of the Moon card, we get Science, which is the 6 of Swords. And the 6 of Swords is usually about traveling forward. This makes no sense to me, science. But it's on the Moon card, which is interesting because, I'll show you these. The Science, this guy's sitting there and he's trying to figure out, he's got all those swords put exactly the way. It's almost like you may be strategizing or in your mind have gone through a lot of scenarios here. Well, if she did this, I could do that. She did this, I could do that. But there's too much unknown. And they're going, the only reason it's unknown is because you just don't take the courage to. Because they're going, 1, spend more time with her. And 2, talk about what we want to talk about rather than what the lightness of being, right? Because there's a sense, I don't know if I got your energy still or not, or if you're on here. There's a sense here that we kind of just shoot the breeze, but there's things you really want to talk to her about, but you're afraid to broach it for fear of being judged, but you're thinking highly. Well, she says this, I'll do that. She does this, I'll do that. So it's almost like you've got all your avenues planned out, but there's not enough known. Why? Because we're not asking enough or the right questions, because we're just kind of, hey, how's it going? What'd you do? Like things that we're not getting any deeper into the relationship. So does this make sense? I'm hoping it helps you. I'm going to give you, what are we going to give? I want to go, okay. I'm going to go romance cards here because there's some advice here just wanting to be creeping out. Just give me a minute. But it feels like it's just the courage to go forward. Like without how do you say, like feeling like you fail, like what's failure? Right? Well, and don't take this card too lightly, meaning this Moon, I feel like there may be something going on with her that you just don't know, may be revealed later. and it may give you the answer to the reasons why things are kind of up and down or whatever. But I'm going to go into the romance here and just give you a few more cards and see if we can't figure it out. There's something missing here. I feel like I haven't given you the keys yet. Like, other than, yeah, okay, we know we need to move forward, but it may be a bad timing issue here. At this point, you may be at a bad time. So use your instinct for that. So it just may be a bad time altogether. But they're going, it's not very often that it would be a bad time, but they're going, if there is, this is it. So there's something going on with her. And it's Evelyn. Evelyn? She got blonde hair, long blonde hair is what I'm getting. Brown hair. Okay, not the right one then. Okay, on top of the Fool, we get the 5 of Cups. Okay, so new directions. So either you may have had some squabbles with someone in the past, or we're talking about this woman right here, Evelyn, having some squabbles and arguments. These are pretty hefty. Like, these are having to do with like third-party situations or jealousy, heavy jealousy issues. So these are things that can't just float by. I mean, this is going to be pretty heavy. So this is on top of your new beginning and what you're trying to balance out. So if this is something that's going on with this person, may have a bearing here. Now, on top of the King of Pentacles or the Knight of Pentacles, we had the Abundance Cup, and that was your social circle, gatherings, happy things. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So we may be spending a lot of money going out and, you know, being social, whatnot, or no, that's the sense. That's it. They're going, yeah, like, does this make sense? It's kind of spending a lot of money, maybe more than we can, or we just have an overabundance of money at this time, and so we have time or the money or both, and we're just doing that. We're going out and we're celebrating and whatnot. So this is the time that you have. Okay, they're going, this is the time he has to think about this, to do about this, because normally we're busied up with work. If this makes sense. So on top of her card, we had the Futility, and that's the sense. So yeah, they're going, this is her energy. She feels it's futile to go in your direction for some reason. Okay, so they're telling me this is her energy when in regards to you. She feels like there's no point. So however that makes sense. Now, on top of that, we have the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is a water sign. You, I think, said you were a water sign. He's dropping all his emotions into one tank there, one cup. So that's about loyalty as well, which doesn't make sense with this card. So this, give me a moment. I'm trying to figure it out. So this woman may have had, or you may have had someone in the past who was either overly jealous, or she had someone that was overly jealous that she squabbled with. Now, is this what she's seeing coming up in you? Signs of this? And now she doesn't want no part of it? Is that the problem? Kind of what I'm getting. I don't know if you're still here, Lightning. Okay. Now on the Moon card, we're talking about science and about planning. I feel like you're strategizing, like you're trying to plan. Well, she does this, I do that. We have the Tower card. Something going on. I gotta pull more cards. Sorry, guys. There's something we're not getting to the bottom of here. And it may be because it wants to stay hidden, or maybe because I'm not meant to give that, but there's something going on here. So either a tower fell. Now, when a tower falls, it's because we or the partner did not listen to our instinct. Our instinct was knocking, hanging, da da da. And now this is the line. Okay, we have these illusions, these things that are a mystery to us. Now, this is a mystery to you, is what they're saying, not to her. So she's in knowledge of something that you're not in knowledge of, okay? Now, because of that, there's strategies here that you are creating in regards to her. Boom. Next, this is creating a tower moment. Why? Because when we are planning and strategizing, we know in our heart what is to be true, is what they're telling me here. I hope you can make sense of this. And we're still planning anyway. So almost the sense what I'm getting is like there's a woman here that is kind of either brushing us off or blowing us off. And we're strategizing to go above and beyond that. And then, like, there's something off here. It may not be like, get out of my face, I don't want to see you. It just may be that she's either going through something, telling us to back off, or there's something here I'm not meant to see. I'm not meant to tell you, and you're not meant to see it until it's ready to be seen. But it creates a moment that it kind of crashes out of the blue here. So I don't know, man. I'm trying here. I'm going to do 2 more cards. One on this 5 of Cups energy, because I want to know if this is this relationship or the past. Because if it's this relationship, it's something that just happened in the recent past here, where it's like an argument. But in your energy field, I'm not picking that up. I'm picking up you're thinking everything's rosy here. And then, but on the woman's side, I'm getting a sense of defeat. Like, what's I can't even, like, but so again, lack of communication here. It's like we're both on different tracks. We don't know what the other's doing. But I feel like she's very distracted by something that you have no clue about. And that's going to create the tower, or has created it in the past, or will create it soon. Okay, one more. And then that's as far as we can go, I think, with this. Other than the communication is a huge thing. Okay, the tower is definitely to do with the love, because this is the clarification card. I got the Ace of Cups, and that's about love. Self-love could be what the Queen of Cups is working on, could be what is part of the problem. There may be a lack of self-love here. So how does that relate to me, is what you're saying? If she's got a lack of self-love, she won't think she's good enough for you, or vice versa. You don't think you're good enough for her. So then they stop the pursuit and things just drop. They just feel like they can't level up enough, so off they go. That would kind of make sense with this futility. It's like, I don't feel worthy, so I gotta let it go. So that's something there. Yeah. And the tower, talking about the Ace of Cups. Give me a minute here. Tower and the Ace of Cups. Yeah, because the bird's dropping. Like, look at this. The bird, he's dropping that thing into that cup. Like, I want to deposit into that cup, and they're giving me a sense of needing to do this. One, you or the other. The object or you need to do this. Need to fill your cup more. This one's overflowing, though. The Ace is where we're overflowing and we're ready to go to that other partner. But I'm getting a sense one or the other is missing. They don't have far to go, but they don't feel worthy is what I'm getting. Okay. Now, on top of the King of Cups, look at that again. We get the 3 of Cups again. So either you put a great priority on being out and socializing in groups and Or this is what you're doing at this time when things are troublesome, because they're going, it is troublesome, but we may not be seeing clearly as to how deeply this goes. Okay. And then on the other 3 of Cups, we get the Ace, which talks about the money. We have the money now, so we can go out and celebrate. We got the time on our hands, so we're going out and doing that. And then there's the 8 of Pentacles, and that's about putting in work, putting in overtime to make more money, right? So you may have a situation here. Sorry, guys, but I feel like there's something here I can give this guy, and it's going to come out one way or another. Lost my train here. Either you have a job that has ebbs and flows, where you make a lot of money and then you're off for a little bit, and so you get to spend it. So you have like kind of like off times where it's not just Monday to Friday. You have a bulk of time, and then you get a bulk of time off, and then you get another job and a bulk of time and a bulk of time off. This is the sense I'm getting. And when it comes up in this manner, I feel like we're just taking advantage of that time that we have off, and we're going to enjoy it. Simple as that. Now, when I go back to the 2 of Pentacles, which is about balancing the new direction we want to take, the squabbling that's going on, I get the 8 of Wands, which talks about communication. The 2 doves there is about peace. God, I got a 5. Yeah, we got 2 5s here. So there's a lot of change that has come down in this relationship, a lot of disappointment and a lot of sorrow. Okay. Now this could be, and again, I'm getting a sense of there's a past history here that's latching onto you, but you going, no, I'm not in a relationship. I haven't had anything, blah, 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 or I haven't had to deal. But there's a sense of sorrow. This is one of the sadder cards in the deck. Like this guy's full of it. Meaning, and those are, look at the swans, right? They're a symbol of love, right? And the flowers, the roses, they're all throwing them in the drink. And this guy, he's lost all hope. So I don't know, man. I think I lost him. The sense is there's a new direction here. And if things are up and down with you, there's a sense that there's something going on with her. But it doesn't seem to bother you because you're out celebrating and whatnot. The sense is I don't get the 2 of yous together. I think there's planning on his end to do this, but there's self-worth issues on your side or the other, or both maybe, that need to be dealt with first. Okay? So hopefully that helps you. I don't know what, man, I just keep going here. I don't feel like he's getting what he needs or seeing, but that may be part of the path. Copping out on it. Okay, guys. Yeah, I can't make headway with this. The only thing that I get very strongly is that this woman is a lot of mysteries around her. And you really have a life separate from her. So that's what I see. And I don't see anything mingling, because it's the communication that has to happen. Though I do see communication there, I just don't see it progressing. Because I get a sense of, sorry to put it bluntly, but I get a sense of not understanding on your part and her not wanting to hear on her part. So there's just you can't make it meet, because they're both on different tracks, is the sense I'm getting. So sorry, man, I couldn't help you with that. I just, hopefully you got something out of it though. But the sense I get from the woman is that she just don't understand. There's no understanding there of what's going on with you. So you need to fix that, or because I get a real separation there. So, okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know. I am after lightning. I'm really curious about what you may see for me in the future. I'm curious as to what messages may come through. Respect for you. Thank you. Okay, Marcy. Sorry, guys, I cannot scroll. This is my laptop, and I don't know how to use it. It's got like those. I left my mouse at home, and I know if I do it, I'll lose the scrolling altogether. Okay, so Marcy, did I read for you already? If you had one reading, I'm gonna. No. Okay. I'll see what I can get here. What is he for in the future? Okay. This is general. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Got my Tarot Mucha. I'm gonna look at your. Sorry, I gotta look at the thing to figure out. Trying to catch the energy here. Oh, okay. Yeah, that might have slipped by me. Okay. So we're doing 4 cards here. Okay. And I didn't want to come up. Okay. First card, Knight of Pentacles. I did shuffle. So he's a slow mover. So that's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So this may be your signs, or maybe sign of someone you're dealing with. Just usually when we're doing a one-on-one, the sex is, like if I'm doing a group, like a horoscope reading, it's different. But so this may be, it may be a mode you're in. Oh, you're a Virgo. Okay. So this may be the mode, because they're giving me a sense of finances here highly with this one. So this may be what you're really working on or focused on at this time, is working on finances, building that up. Strong, stable, sturdy. This is what we're striving for, if this makes sense. Okay. Next card. 5 of Cups. So this is not good, but this is about heartbreak, disappointments that have hit us. We're kind of looking at the darker side of life at this point. The 5 of Cups, though, you can release from that, but it's like we've had an echo of something, like could have had a breakup or could have had someone disappoint us to a degree that we just don't feel great about life in the normal way that we would have. Okay. So under normal circumstances, we would feel better about life, but this is on the depressive side. Okay. So this is the sense I'm getting. The next card, 20. This is Judgment, right? It's kind of shocking in this deck. It's like this ominous figure, and these people are repenting. Judgment is about final decisions. We may have had something like this come upon our lives, right? We had to make a final decision, or judgment was made. The sense I feel is that this is something that you've done in your life. You've put a foot down, so to speak, in an area of your life. Cut things, molded things, set it right, or put it right. Does that make sense? Something was not right, in the sense I'm getting, and we had to make it right. Okay. Yeah. Now, the next card we have is the Knight of Pentacles. Give me a moment here. This guy, okay, this is interesting, because you got a king, and a knight. So you could either you could have a son or daughter, but I'm getting a son here, a young child who is also an earth sign. It may have, does this make sense? Do you have children or someone in your life that is younger anyway, that we had, it may have been in regards to this person that we had to put a judgment down upon or make decisions about. Okay. Does this make sense? Because it's, and if it's not an earth sign, which is a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo, it would be someone of this nature. Now, when we're talking about younger children, because usually, well, this is a knight. This isn't even, or no. Yeah, no, this is a page, man. Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm getting a sense of this person. So this may be you then. Just a minute here. Okay. I didn't realize you were so young. Now, because this one's confusing me. So this could be a father figure, but it's interesting because it's like, no, this is his energy. That's what they're going. This is your energy where you have, you must be working then. Just give me a minute. I'm going to pull another few cards here because there's more going on here than meets the eye. Okay. Because there's something about these two knights, because they're going, no, this is a younger energy. So I don't know if this is what there's telling me, that you have a very young energy, but you are very young. So whatever, right? Don't make sense to me. I gotta. Because what I get from this guy is someone who's working, trying to build up their finances and become stable. Now, the sense that I'm getting, now that you said that, is like, are we trying to move out of somewhere, like move from one place to another, and we're trying to build up finances? Is this what we're doing? But they're going, no, this is somebody. So this must be a friend then, that a friend of yours that's either your age or younger. That's because they're going, this is the problem here. We've had quarrels with this person, or we've had to put a barrier or limitations with this person. So it could be another person similar to you, like an earth sign. Okay, that's what they're telling me. So just bear with me. Sometimes you don't see that until you're 2 days away and you go, oh, now I know who they were talking about. But it's like somebody your age or younger that's dealing with, that you had to deal with, that has disappointed you in some way, that you had to make a judgment with. Okay, now that's where I'm standing. Now we're going to go second level here. Sorry, man. Sometimes the energy is just... Okay. So on the King of Pentacles, look what we get. My God. King of Pentacles. Again, on him, to clarify, we get another one. So what's that about? I'm the King of Pentacles. I'm the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is usually an adult. Like when we're talking kings here, we're talking 45 and above age. So there may be someone in this way, even though you have character traits in this way, and you may be very mature 19-year-old, or are doing more mature things than a normal 19-year-old does. They may be wanting to give you credit for that. Or there's a father figure in this way, in the same element, along the same lines of doing the same things. Okay? So I'm going to leave it at that. Now, on the Five of Cups, we get the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is exciting news, things that we can get excited about. Now, this is interesting because we just had our heart broken by some disappointment, and then there's, on the tail of that, there's exciting news coming. Give me a minute. Well, the exciting news, they're going, looks to the Judgment. So remember I was saying about, we had to make a final decision. We had to take a stand. Okay, this is it. That's final. That's this card. They're going, the Page of Wands goes back to that. It's almost like we had to give some bad news to people, like say that's enough, and create strife and havoc. But the aftermath of that is like exciting because now there's no more. We don't have to deal with that no more. We can move and we're unencumbered. We don't have the chaos or whatever. Is this making sense? Okay. Well, I'm kind of still lost here, but if it's making sense to you, that's what matters. And yeah, so they're going, the Page of Wands goes back to that Judgment. So, boom. On top of that, we have the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is about stress, worry, and anxiety. There was a lot of stress and worry and anxiety about all of this stuff before it went down. But it's almost like, I don't know, somebody just grew a pair and went in there and said, that's it. Because they're not giving me like, I'm going to go in there. Like it was a plan. It was almost like it came out in a conversation and it was just like, that's it. This has got to go, da, 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 da. Things got to change. But up to that point, there was a lot of stress and worry and tension in the household is what they're saying. Now on this page, okay, this Page of Pentacles, we're staying in the same element, Pentacles, Earth signs, and they are very stoic. They're very patient. They're very loyal and trustworthy, but they can also be very slow to move, slow to act, this kind of thing. Now on top of him, man, there's a lot of characters here. We get the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is in this deck here. He's offering his love and compassion outward, right? To this person. So, okay, here's what I'm getting. Now, this dude was the one that kind of had to he was the one that kind of went under the gavel here. Okay, that's enough, da, da, da. It's almost like this guy was the one that had a stiff talking to. Now, somebody went back and talked to this guy with a sense of compassion and said, okay, look, things aren't going to change. We still made the decision we needed to make here. Things are final, but, I didn't mean to be so harsh. I didn't mean to da, 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 this kind of thing. And the sense I'm getting from this dude is just not impressed. But this was all a lesson for everybody involved, right? Because this person, I feel, was quite naive to how they people around them, they didn't how do I say that? They just didn't know they could affect people in that way, is what I'm getting. This guy, he didn't know that he could affect people in that way. He just thought people don't give a shit. They don't care. What do they care? Da, da, da. So this is why he acted in that way. And this is why everything fell down. Now, somebody, again, I'm getting these kings highly. And these are advanced men. So father figures, uncles, males that are a lot older than you, but are prominent figures in the family or somebody else's family. People that step forward. King of Cups is a water sign. Very emotionally, they have a lot of compassion for people, and they give their heart out, and they feel heart-centered towards people, especially when they've been through a rough snap. So this has happened for this person. I don't know. Just give me a minute here. I'm kind of not understanding what it is that you need here, other than they're telling me this is kind of an eye-opener for you. Yeah, it like, I feel like this is just either, this could be two people, but I feel like this is just one energy, because look, they're looking in the same direction even, right? Yeah, this is the same energy. It's just saying we got an earth sign here, but it kind of like somebody very focused on the finances, and there's some sadness. Yeah. So I feel like you got this out of curiosity, looking to see here. I'm going to give you, okay, I'm going to give you a native spirit card, because they're going, this guy needs to think a little deeper. But they're going, yeah, okay. I think this, oh, look. That's what, okay. Okay. So Marseille, I don't know how to pronounce that. There was a lesson that you learned, okay? And this is highlighting this, because we may have overlooked it, is what they're saying. Maybe why you were guided to just come forth. It's because, like, we had a lesson here. We were guided highly. And we want to make sure you remember this as you go forward. Now, they told me to pick out a native spirit card, because I think what they want you to do is think a little deeper, dig a little deeper, look a little deeper into every little thing, like every person you come across, all of that. The card that I came out with is the Trickster, which is the fox, and that's usually this sly one, right? That kind of gets away with stuff. And that's the feeling I get. That's what you guys came across, was this. This was the Trickster, okay? But to a certain degree, I get that this guy was naive to it, but that's a lesson that he had to learn, no less. So the sense is here, I feel like you're no longer in contact with this dude per se, like on the daily. But the sense I'm getting is that, you know, it changed their life, changed your life. Everybody's changed, right? Just want to be aware of that. So the Trickster, the fox, right? So that's the card. Now I'm gonna read from here. I usually don't like reading. I like to go by my gut. But I'm going to do it because they're saying we need to understand that we need to look deeper into people's motivations, what drives them, what, you know, we can't just take people at face value, because a lot of them are not in that way. So, oh my God, that's a spider. Sorry. That was like, he just came right down over my table. Okay. Anyway, Trickster. I think I booted him out. Meaning things are not as they seem. Some things that seem bad may in fact be good, and vice versa. And that is the sense I got here, is like everybody's relieved because this has been dealt with. Look beneath the surface. This card encourages you to try to find humor or gentle amusement in seemingly difficult situations. It also encourages you to have irrepressible fun. Step out of the mold. I'm going to wait till this car blows by. Your native spirit wants you to know that in indigenous traditions, there is the concept of the tricksters. In the Native American tradition, the trickster is often depicted as a wily coyote, but sometimes he is a human called Hyoka. There is a light-hearted, fun aspect of the trickster, but there's also the caution to tread carefully. Things are not always as they seem, so be discerning. What appears to be good opportunity may in fact not be. The wonderful aspect of this card, choosing you, is that it offers the opportunity to step out of old, outmoded ways of perceiving yourself. It allows you to see yourself in an entirely new way and asks you to step out of old routines and habits that might be keeping you stagnant. So it might sound strange, but the easiest way to activate the energy of this card is to howl like a coyote. If you can, it's even better to do it during the light of the full moon, and this breaks up stagnant energies and brings a fresh vitality. So you can, go all carnal with that if you want. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, go ahead. It'll probably unleash something in you. But yeah, and that's the sense I get. And sometimes they come as people that are either drift through our lives or people that are kind of stuck in our lives, and we just we adapt. You just kind of roll your eyes and deal, but nobody confronts the person. So I feel like that's highly what was done. So I think basically what they're telling me is that you kind of really just needed an eye opener, almost like access to a different part of thinking is what this did today for you. So hopefully that helps. Okay. Okay, I'm just going down the list. You're welcome. You're welcome, Mars. Okay, Jillian. Does George want to be more than friends? Okay. Jillian. Okay, I'm going to try and tap into your energy here. I'm going to go with these cards. George, I hope I'm saying that right. George. I'll have to take a couple more and then I think I'll have to do this another night. My butt's getting sore. These cushions are not the most comfy. And it's not even, it's RV camper trailer. Yeah. Okay. Jillian, George. You flirted with this dude a lot, haven't you? It's the sense I get. Like at a restaurant or something I'm seeing. Is that correct? Like I think he knows. Jillian. They're showing me a woman like flirting with a guy. Forecast gate. 1, 2, 3. Okay. They're showing me a girl flirting with a guy in a restaurant or a bar or something, or like a public area. Okay. Does he have like dark, almost black hair? Okay, that one card fell out here, which is the Four of Cups. And interesting, each deck is individual, and this talks about luxury. And it's a very beautiful card. The Lotus, right? Lotus is, even though it doesn't show it in here, but the Lotus is is a beautiful flower that comes from the muck and mud of the swamps, you know. I don't know. See, very conflictive because the luxury is the title of this, but yet when you look at her, there's a sense of kind of passiveness, right? And there's one cup falling. Okay, this is what fell out, so I'm just paying more attention to it because the sense of the moon. Next card is the Lovers. Okay, now either this kid or this guy has a child. Does he have a child or children? Okay, so either this guy has a lover or you were in that position, is the sense I'm getting here, Jillian. Okay, so he's got a lover then. Okay, so he's got someone he's physically intimate with, is the sense I'm getting. They may even have children. If he doesn't, that may be part of his future. Now, next is 13, Rebirth. That talks about Phoenix rising from the ashes. Now, there's a sense here. Give me a minute. He may have had an ending in a relationship or a relationship that transitioned. No kids. Okay. So the sense here is that he may have a relationship that he transitioned out of, that he may be going back and getting. They may have a benefits package, if you get what I'm saying. Either he's trying to transition out of that, or that's where they were. The next card is the Six of Wands, so that's about victory. Okay, if you're going to have to discern whether this relates to you and him in the relationship or him and someone else. Okay, because there's a sense here of somebody being in a relationship with somebody else, a loving, like a lover, they were intimate, that there's an absolute change that has happened. Could have been a cut from the relationship. I got to get more cards. Just hold on. You know what? I'm going to go into the romance zone here. Because there's something going on here and I can't quite figure it out. Like this guy had a lover that he transitioned out of, and it was successful, that they did it successfully, like everything went well, but there's planning around it. And it's almost like it has nothing to do with you for some reason. Like, why is she not in here? It's like, no, she's not in here because this is what is overwhelming him. So if there's a sense that you can't get to this guy or he's not really cluing in, it may be because he's got other stuff going on romantically. That makes sense. Did I drop a card? No. I'm going to pull some romance cards here just to see. Oh, there it is again. Yeah. Okay, we're going to try and make sense of this. Okay, the Lover's card. So that's somebody they're physically intimate with. On top of that, we get the King of Cups. Now, if he's a water sign, then this would be that he is in a love relationship, okay? So that's Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And again, it could be, he may not have that as his sun, but it may be highly prominent, water. Not only that, it may be someone who he's just one, what do you call that? One-sided with. He's just focused on that one direction, okay? Now, on the Rebirth card, we get the Lovers again in the romance. So that's, you get the Lovers here and the Lovers there. Now, if you're not his lover, then someone else is, okay? Now, the Rebirth, this adds to my theory that they're either going back and forth or they split from a relationship and they're just doing the sex thing, okay? I'm being blunt, but so this is the sense that it could be a scenario that's going on here. Now, when we have Victory, it's like successful. So maybe these guys broke up. There's a sense here, you need to understand this. There's a sense these guys broke up successfully, but they still got the sex going on, and that's okay all around. They're okay. I don't want to deal with you other than that, and that's fine. So they're kind of doing whatever they want, but not being loyal to each other, if that makes sense. Now the Victory, then we have the Judgment, and that's about final decisions. Give me a minute here. Then the last card was the Science card, and that's about planning and every direction. I'm going to make sure that I know what's going on in every direction. And again, I'm getting nothing of you. It's all him. Now, you must want to know a lot about this guy, like you don't know enough about him, is what they're saying. She knows nothing. She wants to know. She flirts, but he didn't give nothing up. Well, this is the story, is what they're saying. Now, 7 of Wands is about that's about reunions, long distance. So if he works with you, then there's not a long distance there. So this person, I think, that he's split with, that he's having intimacies with, may be someone at a distance. So it may be a long distance love that he's in cahoots with, okay? Keeping him occupied is what they're telling me. I'm gonna go into the sex cards because I feel like we're not hitting on what we need to here. Like something, it's like this guy ain't even, I hate to say this, it's like he's so distracted by someone else, but it's a weird thing they got going on. Either they're in a transition out of a relationship and they haven't busted physically yet, or he's going back and forth and just doing the physical thing. Maybe a long distance relationship where they just meet and they get physical and that's it. You know, and then she goes back or he goes back or whatever. So that's all they kind of can make out of the relationship, because there's not a lot of communication here. It's just kind of nitty gritty going on. So he may just have, it may just be on the light side where he's just taking things physical. That's it. Taking things physical and don't ask no more. So you'll know instinctively whether that hits or not. That type of person. Okay. Yeah. Because they're telling me she just doesn't know him enough at all. That's what they're saying. Does this make sense to you, Jillian? Okay, here we go with the lovey-dovey cards. Here it is. Okay. Okay. So under the Lovers and the King of Cups, and again, the King of Cups is always about talking about pouring his love into one cup. So there's a loyalty here to someone, but the moon is around that, okay? So the sense I get is they may be lovers, but they may not know where they sit in the relationship. Each person is just kind of taking advantage of the situation, but not in a bad way. They're just absorbing what they can from each other in a physical kind of way, and that's it. Now, as we go on to the Death, Rebirth, the Lovers, we get the 5 of Cups, and the 5 of Cups is about a past. Someone who, because in here, and I know this camera's crap, so you probably won't be able to see it, but this woman is really disinterested in the love that's coming forward to her. I feel like this is where you fit in. Now, just chill here. The reason, look at, there's a mask in the back here. there's a flame, right? And that's the reason. So you may be, or you may be that it's like the epitome of that guy coming forward to show all that affection, but it's like they're not even aware of it because they're thinking about a love from the past. So they may be hung up on someone from the past, but it's not quite the past yet, right? So it's almost like that transition has to happen. Now, as we move forward to the victory, what do we get there? And the judgment, which talks about the universe telling him. So there's some universal cueings coming forth to this guy, either to let go of the old or to bring on the new. And we get the 8 of Cups. And that, just give me a minute here. Yeah, that's really my like dreamer's love card, right? Dreaming. Because these two are kind of dreamland, right? Give me a minute here. Victory. Victory comes when the judgment falls and we can move on with our dreams, is what they're trying to tell me. Because where he's at's not quite hitting it, is what they're saying, but he's just not realized that, because sometimes you give men a physical key, they just kind of will keep starting the car because then they don't realize that they're not going anywhere. I don't know how to say it any other way. But they just keep starting the car and then they just, they don't realize. So this is what he's trying to realize here, is that physical things aren't everything. Now, as we end up here, the planning and the strategy, I'm getting science, but this is becoming a strategy card, 6 of Swords in this deck. We get the 7, which is about, gives me a sense of either long distance love or a sense that they meet and greet, like they're apart from each other and then they get together. So they may just be busy during the week, and then on the weekends, then they go out and do stuff or whatever. Maybe that. But these are about reunions, okay? Now, on top of that, we get the 7 of Swords, which is interesting because it may be at a point here where things are starting to get stale in the bedroom. Because that's really what's going on, is there's a sort of truth there, sitting there with the helmet and the whole bit. So there's some truths that may have been discussed or may need to be discussed between this couple to get them on the track of where they need to realize where they are. So, okay, this is the roundabout way of saying, is what I'm getting, that this guy kind of doesn't know you exist because he's hung up on a past love, but give it some time here because it's really dissipating. The sense is that there's a victory here that this man is trying to let go. He just hasn't completely done that from his heart or his physical body, is the sense I'm getting. It's the physicalness here that's really causing a problem. Because we're accessible physically, and therefore it's hard to let go of that if we're continuing the physical part. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Hey guys, yeah. Sorry, it's an hour and a half, and I'm coming down the line here, so I'll have time for about 3 more readings, and then I'll shut her down. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, I'm just catching the feed when I can here, but hopefully that made sense to, who was I reading for? I can't remember. Anyway, hoping to get you the answers you needed there. She might have got disconnected. Okay. Okay, who is this for? I'm just doing a live night, coming in and doing readings for whoever. So this is just an impromptu thing. I did a narrative earlier, so is there a list? Can I be added to it? I'm going to do 3 more readings. So Taylor, Bright, you, Kimmy, Robert, what's the deal with the guy that I've been saying? Okay. Taylor, Kimmy, and Eleni. You'll be my last for the night. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to get a moderator to come in with me, but I'm so impromptu I can't tell anybody. But I am gonna plan on doing this more. Like I don't know when, I can't promise because then sometimes I cut myself off with the foot there. But I'm gonna try and do this more often on YouTube here, like twice a month, trying to come in and do some readings for people. And then if we can do that, and I want to keep it to about an hour and a half, but and we'll go about that. But I'll do announcements on my page, and I'll try and let you know, hopefully a week in advance, so that you guys could plan. So who did I say? Elle and I know was one. And whoever the two other people I said, Kimmy, okay. And then there was one more. And then, yeah, I'll shut her down because my bum's sore. And I need to rest. But I appreciate you guys coming in. I'm glad I came in. Okay, so I don't even know who was first. Kimmy, Elle and I. Okay, I'm just going to go whoever is writing. Elle and I, may I ask how George currently feels about me? Okay. Elle and I. Hopefully I'm saying it. George, okay, give me a minute. Okay. I'm going to go right into the romance cards. George. You're welcome. I don't know if you can hear it. Actually, you're not supposed to hear it. But there's a song on the radio here that I got in the background. And it's that Senorita song, right? And that dude that sings it, and the dudette that is singing it, them two are soulmates. And I'm wondering how it's going to go. So I'm just watching these two because I think they're just going to, everybody's going to go, aw. Can't remember the names. Camila Cabello or something is her name. Can't remember his name. Okay, start. 1 from the top. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Wow. Okay, Elle and I. How George feels about you. Usually I don't read reversals, right? But a yes or no, right? And they got 2 up, 2 down. So there's conditions here. We're going to read into this. The first card I got, 6 of Swords. That's the card in the romance deck where people are getting to know, they're warming up to each other. So they know they like each other, and they know it's like, now he's touching her hand at the piano or wherever they are. And he's starting to show affections, right? So the sense is that this is what we're doing, right? So we're really starting to show off that in a fairly decent way. Like I don't get any resist. Like we both know we like each other is the sense I'm getting. Now the next card is the 10 of Cups. Now that was in reverse. Okay. They're going, we don't read it in reverse, but we're trying to say could go either way here. So this really is up to the two people. Now, the 10 of Cups, we have, this is interesting. We have this dude. Now, there's a woman up on the balcony overlooking the guy in the courtyard playing for all these cats, okay? Now, there's a sense of distance between the couple, which is interesting because here there is none, right? The first card, there's none. They're touching and they're starting to get cozy, but here There's a sense of distance, even though, but there's also a sense of comfort that comes with this card, that comes with age. So I get this sense that you guys may have either known each other for a long time and maybe just turn the romance light on, or, oh, there is distance. Have you known each other for a long time? Because there's a sense of labor I get with this. It's not that long. Like, I'm thinking, like, you know, through school and all that stuff, like, and then you. What is that? Because the sense I'm getting here. Okay, I'm gonna read the next card. So the next card is the King of Cups. So that's the dude, right? So this guy has the potential to be very loyal. Okay, so he's not the cheater type, and he's also someone who could be very emotionally expressive, right? Maybe different than what you're used to, is the sense I'm getting. Now, we end up with the Five of Pentacles. Now, this is a weird card in this deck because I always interpret it differently. There's a man holding a woman in a bar. Looks like a bar or a restaurant. You get all this money on the table and drinks, and she's just laughing and giggling. And the sense that I'm getting is that we're publicly, how do you say, like, you feel very good showing affection to him in public, is the sense I'm getting. Like, he's not someone you're ashamed of, or not someone that you feel, like, I feel like you feel very comfortable being, you know, PDA, it's all good, you know, like that kind of thing. And in public, don't matter. I'm the same. So this is the sense I get. So there's a sense of comfort with all of that. Now I'm going to expand on this. What are they trying to get at? Because you're asking what he's feeling about you. He is not an illusion that you like him. He knows, okay? I don't feel he's resistant. I feel like there may even be a potential here for, yeah, because the distance is the thing. Okay, just give me a minute. Because they're going, because I'm like, well, there's a potential for a future, but they're going, but the distance is a real problem. But both are, there's a sense here, both are taking it quite lightly to a degree. Just give me a minute. Yeah, there's no sense here that he doesn't want to show you or is holding back. I don't get any sense of that whatsoever. I feel like what you see is what you get with him and with you. So I feel like you both, yeah, because, hold on. Okay, so, sorry, I get interrupted. So on top of the kind of getting to know each other card, and this is kind of like the second step into intimacy, we have the Four of Pentacles. And in this deck, it talks about power, but it also talks about boundaries, right? So there's a sense here that we may have hit ours. We may have hit a boundary here, and it may be a mutual. You may be mirroring each other quite highly. You may, okay. So, okay, just a minute. The sense I'm getting is, tell me if this makes sense. You guys have had this long distance relationship, It's very comfortable. It's very distancing. But you're starting to get to a point, and this is mutual, by the way, where you're triggering each other in points where normal people, you would either have started to back up the truck, or you know what I mean, like kind of pull out here, because you really, there's things that kind of where you need to go past now, because they're showing me these these little castles that they got there. It's like boundaries. Our boundaries are up, and we're feeling, even though warning bells aren't going off, we're feeling like we're getting ready to get triggered now, because the intimacy is moving to a degree that we're starting to get uncomfortable with, but we're not acknowledging that. Okay, next. The Ten of Cups, talking about the distance, right? On top of that, we get the Princess of Wands. Okay. So the Princess of Wands here, you may be a fire sign, or they may be, but I feel it's more you. So Aries, Leo, or Sag, or that may be prominent in your chart. Or you may be on a course here where you really want to, your passions are being stirred up, okay? And there's that tiger, like they're showing me that tiger. Like we got to go further, because it's interesting, because I don't know where I am here on timelines, but there's a sense here that we may get to a point where we want to back out. Both of us simultaneously backing out, because we've each triggered each other into an intimacy zone that is kind of like, okay, I've had enough. Yeah, no, I'm off. But we're not there yet, or we may be just crawling up to there and not aware of that. But the sense that they're giving me is like that tiger. We have to be fearless, and we have to push through that. Not like, I'm not talking about physical boundaries here where we got to make, but pushing through mentally these barriers, right? So that we understand and get through them, because there's something here about evolving, right, through this relationship, because that's what it's here for, is to evolve you both. And you're both at the same frequency, by the way. So you're both having issues, and maybe just very subtle differences, but if you actually they're going, there is quite a bit of conversation here, dancing around subjects. We'll go around the subject, but we won't hit on the right thing, because we both know we don't want to talk about, don't want to deal with that, don't want to bring it up for the other subconsciously. So there's a lot of underground stuff going on with both of us. And that's what the relationship is here to help you deal with, is pushing through that. So that fire sign that you are, and that flower that's coming forth there, they want you to push a little farther, reach a little farther, to let those boundaries. And again, I'm not talking about letting someone in, but mentally understanding, why am I doing this? Why am I shutting off? Why am I being triggered? Am I being triggered? Recognizing those things in that way. Excuse me. Now, the King of Cups. Now, this is his energy. We have 21. The universe. It's weird, because they're telling me Taurus. Is he a Taurus? So I don't know if he's got Taurus traits. Very kind of forward, and well, Taurus can be shy too as well. But he's highly emotional with her, is what they said. He is a Taurus. Okay. Thank you for that. Because somehow there's a sense here of him going through an emotional, I don't know if he just had a relationship, or he learned something in the relationship. It could be even in the relationship that you're in. Could be something that you guys learned together, or he learned, no, they're going not together. He learned a lesson either through you or another relationship, because 21 is the universe. That's also about distance that can be in a relationship as well. So traveling. But the sense that I'm getting here is a completion of something that happened to him in an emotional way. So he leveled up here emotionally somehow. Now, okay, because they're going, she knows when he did it as well, because it happened while they were going through their stuff, is what they're telling me. Because he has made a jump. He's evolved emotionally, and they're going, she notices the old him and the new him, and they're going, it's almost like completely different person in an emotional way. So they're acknowledging that for him. Now, this whole PDA stuff that we had going on, we have the Nine of Swords on top of that, which talks about cruelty and, like, I mean, stress and anxiety. I gotta pull more cards for that. I don't know where that sits. Something. Or is that where one of you has some boundaries? Because something's going on here. Or maybe once he evolved emotionally, then it kind of threw him off somewhere else. Because there's a sense here, okay, because they're giving me that sense about how you feel great and wonderful PDA, and then all of a sudden, nope, no more. I don't want no more. So something triggered him or something stopped him. I don't know if you've noticed this yet because of the distance, but it's almost like he don't want to, I'm getting him, the masculine. Okay, so this is the problem then. Something just flew up my nose. That was gross. It went back out. Okay, sorry. Probably got that greatly on film. What is that about? Because there's something, well, the cruelty is the card, but it's stress and anxiety. So suddenly, once we had the emotional development, now we can't be affectionate in public no more. Why? Because he's feeling vulnerable. Why? Like, what's going on? Like, there's something, yeah, something weird there. It triggered something in him to shut it down. If I open up emotionally, I can't be physically vulnerable like that. In PD, it's almost like that's what I'm getting, which doesn't make sense, but it's almost like, well, if I do this, I can't do that. It's almost like a mental decision that he made, but it's there's no benefit there, right? Okay, we're gonna get underneath this here. I'm gonna pull a few more. Thanks, guys, for hanging on. I just got to get to the bottom of things. Okay, so under the power, and we're talking about the boundaries, right? Get the Nine of Cups. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like that's your energy. I feel like you... Okay, you feel like your hopes and dreams can be wrapped up in this dude. Like, you feel like the beginning phases of this whole romantical thing, like, yeah, this could be everything that I want. This is what I'm getting from yours. Then on top of the Princess of Wands, which is that fire energy, I get 4, which is the Hierophant, which talks, I mean, that is Hierophant. Yeah, I was gonna say it's Aries, but it's not. The Hierophant can be about marriage. It's also about religion and things that are concrete, like what do you call that? Rules and regulations, conforming to They're going, yeah, no, it's about marriage. This is what we want to go after. We could see ourselves marrying this person. Why? Because he makes all our dreams come true. Okay. Now, on top of the universe and his card of being in an emotional state here, he has figured something out in his life. He has changed emotionally because of it. And he has come and level up in the universe. Now, we have the Knight of Swords. And this Knight of Swords in this particular deck, and that's why they asked me to get it, he's almost like he's defeated. Like he's charging full on ahead. He's the fastest man in the deck, but this one, he's been stabbed, he's been hurt, and his horse is starting to slow down, and we've, something's going on here. So if it wasn't you that hurt him, he's suffering from something that hurt him. Okay? So this is what I'm getting. If it wasn't you guys in the relationship, there's something that's bringing him down. That's what they're saying, okay? Now, as I move on to talking about like the PDA, and then all of a sudden we get that cruelty card talking about stress and anxiety. We get 3 of Cups, look into the future, waiting for our ships to come in. What are we waiting for? I'm going to pull 3 more cards and that's it. Because it's almost like this is the state of the state of the relationship. But there's some kind of hurt in the way, and I feel like it doesn't have anything to do with you, or maybe it does. Okay. Because if you're not owning that, it's a big hurt, like it's something that yeah, it's not something that's just it'll be okay. So you guys must be in a pause right now, is the sense I'm getting. Yeah, there was a struggle with an empress. There was some kind of empress. So if he doesn't have any children or a past partner that he was either married or engaged to, there's some kind of struggle here and pause. But it may be the pause with you that is creating a struggle for him. That could be what's going on here, because I'm really... Because this card in this deck, like, does that not look like a huge engagement ring? And then, of course, she's got a baby bump as well. So she's really fertile in every way. But then we have the 5 of Wands, which is about struggle. And the Hangman, which is about taking a time out. And then look into the future. What am I going to do? But this is what's causing him stress and anxiety, is the pause and look into the future is the sense I get. So I don't know what else to say other than, sorry, it's getting windy in here. That is one big ass spider. Sorry, that just definitely. And I don't have a fly swatter. Oh, things you see when you're camping. Okay. So I don't know what kind of answer, because when I started the reading here, I really got a sense, though, yeah, everything was mutual. It was all good, great, and wonderful. And then something happened, poof, knocked this guy off, and then everything just kind of stagnant. That's it. That's it. That's all I got. It's like I'm not supposed to know. Nobody's supposed to know. But maybe it's this guy's got to deal with his own self. Maybe it's something deeply rooted in him from his past or childhood even that maybe got triggered. Because the sense I get with this is that we've been triggered. Something here has been triggered. Is he stressed about having kids? Well, The Empress card with the baby bump comes with the Five of Wands, so it's very close to that card. So is that where conflict lies, right? I think in your gut you know the answer to that. Because the sense here, where it all kind of starts going downhill, yeah, is after that emotional not upheaval, but one up. He got happy, and then all of a sudden he had to take a hit in whatever way that is. You don't have to tell me, but you'll know instinctively. And then shit started going downhill. I'm not going to show affection in public. The Nine of Swords came out, and suddenly I'm stressed. I'm looking to the future now, stressed. So there's a possibility that it could be. But what also could be is this stress of being at a pausing point at this state of the game. But this wounded card is very much an individual thing. Like, even if you were the last person on earth, I don't think he'd tell you or deal with it with you. I think he'd just deal with it on his own. It's like it's something he'll never say, no matter how close you are. You know what I mean? So it's almost like that can take things down, may have the ability to take things down. There's something that happened here, and I can't gain access to it. So it's part of the path, part of the whatever. But basically, they are telling you to push into the energy that you have as an Aries and go and do and be those things that you go and you feel driven to do. So they're very pro in that way. But the distance, it seems like the distance is kind of a convenient for you guys, but at the same time, it's what it is what is keeping you apart. But there's something about triggers. So I don't know. Hopefully you may get some insight after you sit and think for a few hours about it, not under any stress or anything. You may come up with different thought patterns that figure things out, but there's a sense he's dealing with something that I don't know that he's going to talk to anybody about. Like he's holding it to himself. That's all you can do. You're very smart in that way. That's all you can do. Because sometimes they lash outward because they're dealing with stuff about themselves, needing to deal with that, but they don't know how, and so they just lash out at the first person that's there. So if you remove yourself from that, they'll either realize what they've done and how they've done it and make amends, or they won't, and they'll just... But the sense I'm getting is that he may need time to think. But I don't know that all of this stuff that's brewing in him, I don't know that he'll want to communicate that. Is the sense I'm getting. So, I don't know. Hopefully that helps you. Okay, thanks, Eleni. Okay, so Kimmy, what is the deal with the guy that I've been seeing for a while? Wants me to have a baby. Does he just not want anyone else to have me have? Okay. Kimmy Roberts. Okay. And then we had one more, did we? Or maybe that's... Okay, Kimmy. Trying to tap in here. Trying to figure out if it's raining or not. I have to close my windows here. Just give me a minute. I'm going to close because everything's good. Oh, it is closed. No, it's not. Sorry, hold on a sec. Okay. starting to rain. Hold on. Close up my bed's all open. Okay, sorry guys. My bed's gonna be wet. Close it. Okay, sorry Kimmy. You are next. Okay, what's the deal? Okay. I feel like I gotta. Hopefully this is not gonna drown out too much here. Pretty loud. It's always gotta rain once when you're camping, right? Always gotta rain. Always. Okay. Can't pick up your energy, so I'm just gonna. I'm pulling romance cards right off the bat here. Okay. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna clarify with. Sorry, I just talk to myself here. Make sure I shut everything. Okay. Okay, the first card, Kimmy. Two of Cups, which is good, because that talks about love, connections, if you can see that. This dude, though, both of them are wearing a mask, and there's like, they're making me think of booze. I don't know if this is relevant or not, but she's drinking from a cup, and they're making me think that those are like empty booze bottles. So I don't know if you guys met on a wild night or whatever, but there's a sense of, even though this is the Two of Cups here, they're showing me that guy and how he's got a mask on, eh? And she's got one as well, but hers is half lifted because she's drinking. There's something to this. Almost like we don't know this person well enough is the sense they're giving me. Okay. On top of that, we have the Chariot. So that's about travel, success. You have to look at the links or looking in opposite directions. So there's a sense here that we've got some ideas here that we're of opposite minds with, is the sense I get. So there's a lot here that is undiscussed, is what they're saying. So we're only talking about the things we agree upon, which is great and wonderful, but there's a lot here that's not agreed upon, and those are really important things, is what they're saying. So that's just being said. Now, 7, again, the Chariot. Wow, the doubles they give. That's about movement. Here, again, I always notice the woman being way up on the haystack, away from the man, right? And all these pictures, the man is far away from her. So I don't know if this is a distance thing with you two, or it's more of a mental distance, like we really don't know each other, because that's the sense I'm getting. There's a huge distance here. or like a separation is what they're showing. Okay. Because they're headed in the same direction, but she's removed from him, is what they're saying. Okay. Now, on top of that, we get the Ten of Swords. So, Ten of Swords is being stabbed in the back. So, if we had this, or has our partner had this to a degree, that we're finding it hard to connect, then I'm getting a sense that it's more the other person, that this is something, or maybe both as well, they said, but it's something that is keeping you from getting to know this person. So we don't want to get hurt if we ask too many questions, this kind of thing. But if we don't ask many questions, we are going to get hurt, because they're very important things that we're not discussing, is the sense that I'm getting. Next card is 19, the Sun, and that talks about, okay, in this deck, the couple is separate, again, separate, wanting to get together, but separate. And the sense I'm getting here is a developmental issue. Wait a minute. Almost like he's debilitated, and I don't know what they mean by that, but that's what they're giving me is the word. This man is debilitated. So he may have been hurt in a previous relationship to a degree that he does not know how to bring forth properly to a real healthy relationship. Does this make sense? Well, that may be part of it then, right? He's acting like everyone's against him, and that's the debilitation, because it would be a mental process then, because he's like paranoid everybody's going to take him down. Well, if we think that way, then we open the door for that to come to us, and that's what's keeping him apart. Even though this is the Sun card, right, they're going, that's what's keeping him apart, is the attitude of that. That's, he will never get a relationship if he doesn't. So this is the debilitating factor that this person carries. Now, on top of that is the Three of Wands. He's looking to the future for answers for this, but it's not in the future. It's in him, and he needs to assess that, and that's what's going on here. There's a woman here with hair. They're going, this is a woman. Okay. Okay. So a sense that this woman, meaning you, may have to, if you're looking to the future to solve it, you may have to look a little closer to home here, because really things need to be changed. Again, a depth of talk needs to be broached, and also talking about the issues that matter and getting to the point. Feel like maybe tiptoeing around the issue because we know this, or instinctively feel this because of how the partner's reacting to us. Meaning, well, if he gets anxious or anxiety or whatever about a certain issue, then I'm just not going to talk about it. And they're going, well, if this is something that means something to us, we can't hold our whole life back for this person. That's not the life we want to live. This is kind of the sense they're giving me. Now, on the Empress, you're talking about, I think it was you talking about pregnancy and whatnot. The Empress is the epitome of, the mother card, right? If you see in the background is a goofy card. The Empress is supposed to be the mother, but there's a dog with puppies. So it symbolizes the woman that is to bear children, right? That's the implication here. And so there is a sense here somebody is thinking about this, having children and bearing children. Now, what comes on top of that is the Death card. So that's about transitions that happen within a family unit, because it can also symbolize children, period. Okay, they're going, that's the issue. Children. Is this correct? Like, period. You don't want him, and he does. And I think that's the bottom line. No, which one? Oh, okay. I'm going to go one more row here because I feel like there's some kind of significance to the, like, either maybe that's the conversation that needs to be had. You don't want to bear his child, or you just don't want to be a mother, period. Because I think that's what needs to be discussed with him. Oh boy, great. Thunder and lightning. I'm going to get kicked off here anyway. Okay, I'm going to shuffle quickly here. I think, guys, I'm going to have to shut it down after this. So I'm getting a real storm out here. I'd want to be married first. Okay. Oh, okay. So why is that an issue? That shouldn't be a bad, like, that should be something, an easy compromise. I'll just see what it comes up with here. So King of Pentacles comes on. I'm going straight to the Empress card because we have transition here with the idea of becoming a mother. There's something that needs to change. Then we have the King of Pentacles that comes right on top. So this man could be an earth sign or have earth traits. So Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And they're very stable, solid, sturdy, kind, in the sense that he wants to be in a relationship. Yeah. Kind of the kingdom, the foundation. It's kind of like, I want to show how much I love you by having that child. That's kind of, I feel like this man is going, that's the epitome of the highest esteem I can give you is a child, to know that I love you the most. Like, that's the way I would show it, by having your child, by you letting you have my child type thing. This is what I'm getting. And I think he didn't understand why it wouldn't be received that way from you. So in other words, it's almost like his ego took a hit when maybe it wasn't received in like, oh yes, you know, in the way that he expected it to be received. So that's that. Now on top of the Three of Wands, which is about, there's about distance here. The Three of Wands about looking to the future. We have the Prince of Swords. So this can be about a child that's there already or a younger person, but it's also about getting to the truth of matters. And trying to discern what's going on there. And that's the thing is, yeah, we're trying to cut through everything, but to get to the truth. Because we feel like, we feel like there's something else going on. Is the sense I'm getting from you. Like there's something, it can't just be this about children is what I'm getting. Oh, he has a son. Okay, so there's something about that. On top of the Chariot, we get the Ten of Swords, which is about being stabbed in the back. The Queen of Pentacles, that could be your sign. So Pentacles is, again, earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Then on the Chariot and the Lovers, we get the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is about disappointment. The Queen of Pentacles, she really does, she's able to encompass everything. She can run a home, she can run a business, and she does everything successfully, and she really can keep her calm and cool about everything. She's very level-headed and all of that. So this is how he sees you, is what they're telling me. But there's disappointment here having to do, it's almost like, but what is the point here? Sorry, I'm just chattering. Frustrated because we're just telling a story here, but what's the point? Because the sense is that something needs to change here, having to do with that children aspect. Either we have to compromise or we have to bust because of it. We have to like state our case to the other partner. And if you guys are in separation, or I don't know what's going on here, but I feel like a distance, we're disappointed with each other at least. And at most, it's almost like we're disappointed to the point that I feel like you guys don't really live together. Is this correct? Because that's the sense I'm getting. It's very easy to create distance in this relationship. It's very easy to do that. So we just kind of stop talking. But the topics, okay. So this is the thing. He's not getting the answers he wants here. So he's slowly shutting down is what's going on. And eventually he'll just clam up and it'll be gone. So if we're not being heard, if there's reasons we're doing this, because the sense I'm getting is there's more communication that needs to be had between the partnership in order to save it or lose it. Because the sense I'm getting is, okay, if it's based on just using an example, it may not be highly here, but if it's like, I don't want kids and you want kids with someone you marry, so I'm not going to be it, so move on. Either that conversation has to happen, or it's like, no, I don't want kids, but maybe we'll get a dog. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to lighten the load here, but the more conversation needs to happen is the thing, and it has to be explained so that the other person understands, not just no, I don't want to, or no, I don't, da da da. We have to understand the person's point of view, kind of like settle things. This is what they're saying. We need to settle things. So we need to make that person understand why we chose this path. And there's a sense that is needed to be given from you to him. That makes sense. Hopefully, because that's what they're trying to impart here. You need to explain to this man why he's getting all these shut doors. And then once you explain that, then he'll be in a better position to understand. And then you can like do whatever you guys decide at that point. Because there's a sense of kind of shutting a gate, but just sadness on one end. Not kind of feeling left out. And we've both kind of relaxed on that and went, yeah, because we don't know what else to do. This makes sense. Okay. I know it's kind of, sometimes I don't get overt answers. There's a sense here, there's a lot that needs to be worked on, is what I'll say, what I'll commit myself to say. There's a lot of disappointment that's come through. Okay. We have the Two of Cups here. That's about a high connection. That doesn't come if a person doesn't care, right? So that's first and foremost. We have the Sun card, which is highly aspected, but also with work, right? There's a lot of work that comes with that, and a lot of it is same thing as communication. This person sees you in a light. I don't know that you... Like, I don't know if you... how do you say? I don't know if they have lofty expectations and that you resist that, or there's something about an imbalance between the way he sees you and the way that you actually are. And you understand this when it comes to him, but it may not be communicated between the partnership, is the sense I'm getting, right? It's Queen of Pentacles as he sees you. You know what? I can find out right away. I'll pull 3 cards. And then I'll have to call it a night, guys, because the thunder and lightning's going nuts. There's a deep connection here. Like he feels, but there's a lot of hurt and pain that has gone through to a degree that it's not been explained to him in a way that he understands from his heart. So he's just slowly shutting and shriveling away is what's going on. This is how I'm seeing it. No judgment, right? It's just the way sometimes things happen that way. So he's just shriveling away because of the disappointment that he's felt through you. That's what they're telling me. Oh, whether you take credit for that or not, that is what is going on. Okay, now I'm going to pull 3 cards here from the sex deck and see what's going on in that area. Because there's 3 cards there right away that'll jump if we don't need no more than 1, really. Okay. First card is the 6 of Chalices, and that's about a past love, right? Pining over a past love. So you may be doing this, or he may be doing this. This may be something that affects the relationship in a physical way. Then, strength. Needing strength. So, what does he need strength for? Resisting things in the past is what they told me. He needs strength to resist things in the past. So, if it was you, maybe it's your relationship. I don't know. The next card is the Death card. Again, transition. Now, this card in this deck talks about an ending of sex. So that means just give me a minute. I feel like this man is trying to wrangle his feelings in a sexual way. But I also feel like either you guys are not having sex anymore or somebody put a stop to it. Because that's what it's saying here. And there's needing strength to deal with that is the sense I get. No, he definitely sees you as a girlfriend, as a partner. But he may have hang-ups in the bedroom from a past partner or due to a past partner, something like that he's needing strength to deal with, and that may be either putting an end or bringing up issues with you as well. Okay. So then that's just stating that's it. It seems like you really just call the shots here, and there's disappointment. So it just seems like you guys will be moving on to greater things, because this here is really one of the last cards. And the reason that he has is because this woman doesn't want to be a mother. That's really the sense I get, because that's the ending card. It's like this woman doesn't want to be a mother. And it almost like not a deal breaker, but he just he was under an illusion of something different. It's almost like a bait and switch is what I'm getting from him. But again, this could be misunderstandings between the 2 years, right? Because of not talking. They're going, there's so much not talking here that it's no wonder we got along as far as we did. So we're in agreement to let go, and that's what'll happen. Because basically we're just going to look to the future, and what'll end up happening is that I think it tested him to stop the physical connection, but he will either he will long for times of the past and work through it, or it's kind of all over the place. You know what, Eleni? That reading's gone. I can only channel, so not channel, but I don't even remember the last reading because I'm so absorbed in the first one or this one now. But Because, okay, I have to, Kimmy, I was under the understanding that you had said no more sex. And then I'm getting a vibe here that it's just going to dissipate from that. Now you're saying you're going to have a baby in April, but you don't want to move in and all this stuff. So it just is confusing me. Okay. All I can say, I'm not going to pull any more cards. All I can say is that we had two death cards, two ending cards, two transition cards. So that really what I'm getting here is that this man has been disappointed in this area. So he's starting to wean off. It's taking a lot of strength to turn off the valve of passion here, but he's going to do it. And he's, either hoping to get back with you is something that's in the background, or he's hoping to move on with someone from his past. And, which is what I get here. But there's a lot of movement, and I feel like it's on, meaning there's a movement away from the relationship. If that makes sense. Yeah. So he'll just, you need to search your gut for that, really, that whole player thing. If you got an instinct there, 10 to 1, you're probably hitting on something. But the sense that they're giving me here is it really took him a lot of strength. And it could just be someone who's got a lot of a passionate in that area. No, yeah, I didn't get the King of Cups here. Did I? No, I never. Because the King of Cups is loyal. We got the King of Pentacles. But he's stable, sturdy. And the King, he usually doesn't wander off. He's ready to put in the time and the work and the effort. That's what he's good for. He builds that stable foundation so that people can feel comfortable. May not be the most lovey-dovey, or maybe you get that in this level, but he's the guy that supplies the house, the family, makes sure that everybody's got what they need. May not be around a lot either, but so, and the Prince of Swords, so that's a priority, having family. So he's got a sense of family, that he's got a priority there. So I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. They're not giving me a lot here, other than there was a sense of you needing to talk to him, though, about stuff for clarity reasons. So he understands. It's like he doesn't quite understand why there's shut doors. So, yeah. So feel free to do that. Go and have the chat if you can, and hopefully it'll help you in some way, whether it's settle it or move on from it or whatever. But the sense I'm getting is it dwindling. It's like a fire that's burning out. That's the sense I'm getting. So if you want to revive it, then you need to go in there and communicate that. And if you don't, then you need to kind of explain to him why, because he's not understanding, I think, on certain levels, why all of this happened. So okay, guys, I'm going to shut her down. Elle and I'll give you one card from the dragon. It's not going to be very descriptive, but I got to shut it down here. Seriously getting a cramp in my back. And then, sorry, guys, who I didn't get to here. But I got a storm coming in here, and I don't want to be on the electronics. Outcome. Alpha Dragon. Harness divine masculine power of creation. Destroy old visualize your dream, manifest a new world. So if you got some old habits, old ways, old relationships, whatever, again, I'm sorry, I literally blank out of stuff until so whatever the situation was there, if you have a relationship, there's old ways that need to go in order to make way for new ways of being. That's what this guy is about. Taking charge in ways that you haven't in the past. Visualizing dreams and help manifesting a new way. So, some people, this may mean a new direction to take things or a new way to deal with things in a relationship, whatnot. So hopefully that guy will help you. The Alpha Dragon, talking about harnessing that masculine energy. I don't think it matters whether he wants you to change your ways. I think you have to understand if you want to change your ways or not. That's really what it is you have to understand, is this something I need to change, or am I willing to change it for a relationship, or I have no right to change that, or whatever. You know what I mean? So and with all this relationships, so like my infinity room, I talk about the relationships and how people are in bust aparts and get-togethers. We were supposed to be getting together with people like a year ago, with our partners that were supposed to be together, the ones that are better suited, but we're hanging on to these dead-end relationships and carrying them through to the point where it's like we're going to get stuck with these dudes and we're not going to get the better one, So that's what you need to think about. Is this the worst one that I've had, or is this something that it'll be worth it if I work? Or will it not be worth it if I work? Or am I going to get a payoff? Or does he work as hard as I work? Is it equal? All of that stuff. That's really what you have to take into account. And the lessons within it. Because sometimes I can go on and on. But sometimes you can be in a position where you got a mirror in front of you and you're both bucking it. And you just can't get anywhere. But then, you get over that and you learn, you evolve. And then suddenly you can deal with more stuff. So it constantly changes, but you just really have to be willing to go inside. And once you do that, that's where you find the answers. It's not outside, in their opinion, even the partner per se. You really have to be, what's the word? Selfish in a healthy way for yourself. And then once you figure all that crap out, what you really truly want, what you really truly will put up with, what you won't put up with, your boundaries, where's all of that's inside you. So once you figure out all of that, then you can go in a concrete way and nobody can push your buttons. Nobody can make you sway any way you don't want to, because you just say, no, I don't want to, and I won't sacrifice that. And then you move on. You don't waste time there because you're like, no, you can't give me what I want, so I need to move forward. So I don't know. Hopefully something I said made sense. But anyway, I'm going on 3 hours here. Holy. And I got fishing flies like mad on my ceiling. Where do they come from? My lights. It's because of my lights and they sneak in all the cracks. But anyway, thanks guys for spending the evening with me. Crazy ideas I come up with. But I will be on more in Infinity readings and reviews on Facebook. I'll be going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for sure there, doing whatever crap we come up with, but live 3 days a week. And then I'll be trying to come out here on YouTube to be live twice a month at least. So it'll be some kind of a tarot night or healing night or whatnot. So yeah, subscribe, and if it resonated with you, I appreciate the likes, because then it lets me know, if I'm valid or not. And then and then we'll catch you on the next time I get out here. So thanks everyone for coming, and sorry for those that I can't catch the feed all the time, but whatever. Well, I just catch who I can catch, whoever's repetitive, I guess, gets in the feed. So take care, guys. And where's my... Yeah, and we'll talk to you later. Hopefully I don't get electrocuted. Take care, have fun, and be kind.